new home over in Zion, and it's mine, oh mine. Hi, I'm Yashiva, servant of the Lord. Welcome back. I just left a funeral service singing with the praise team, hence why I'm still in the fields. It's also my late grandmother's birthday. May God rest and bless her soul. For some reason, I thought today was the 28th. But we're getting together in the last 3 days of the year. I'm making sure we're on point with these days. But anywho, I wanted to talk about the importance of our hands and how God is pretty much instructing us to use them. If anybody should be talking about why we should be using our hands, it should be me. God has blessed me with an insurmountable amount of energy and talent in my hands, and I am thankful. But just in my very being, I've mentioned in another video that I have a lot of inertia. A lot. So much that I'm like, wow, am I supposed to be like an MMA fighter or something? Like, what is this, God? Like, you balled me up with some energy here. I've been thinking a lot of my life. I'm like, where am I supposed to place this energy? And it's just a ball of energy that I'm going to understand in due time. But yeah, when it comes to my hands, I can do some things. I did my hair. As you saw in my videos, I was rocking a fro. Anyways, by having so much talent, I bounce from thing to thing. And when you're talented in so many areas, you don't know which way you should go, especially when you're in the world. You're just trying things, throwing things at the wall and see what sticks. Because you don't have the guidance of God. You think you have the guidance of like your ancestors or your higher self, but it's not God. So whoever that is leading you astray. And I was just going in circles thinking I was doing the right things. And every time I tried to do something, it wouldn't pan out the right way. So I ended up losing a zest for life. I just, to a degree, given up on the US. You know, when you're on this monotonous wheel of doing things and you see yourself not really getting any further, regardless of how much harder you work, you try different routes. So I wanted to leave the US, if anything, isolate myself, be on like a mountain with a cat sipping tea, but staying diligent throughout it all. The thing is, God didn't want me to force myself into isolation. That's not something we should do, because we are created to also commune with others. He created us in his image to commune with us. We are to have a relationship to him and not just a one-way thing where we reverence him and he doesn't acknowledge us in any way, or vice versa, where he just acknowledges us and we don't understand his existence in any way. We're supposed to also commune with others, but our hands in that regard, we're not only meant to work with our hands to benefit ourselves, but to work with our hands to benefit everyone around us. Our hands are meant to serve. Our hands are not to be idle. Our hands are always meant to be doing things to, one, push the needle forward, but the more we do things with our hands, the more we'll see the potential of our hands. And not everyone on the earth has a pair of hands. I understand that. But for the ones that do, that can still move them, make use of them, or you could potentially lose them. Most people in the US also are tired of the monotonous, hamster wheel of working just to pay your bills. And I can see how discouraging that can be when you feel like the harder you work, the more you don't get anywhere and you try to find easier routes, or you just opt for simpler lifestyles. And that's where I was going, because I didn't necessarily seek for an easier route. I was looking for a simpler lifestyle that made sense. And we all honor simplicity in that regard, but it's so simple. It's honestly so simple. God made it so simple that he put it in the Bible so many times. So many scriptures are pointing to us using our hands for the mere benefit of others. And in doing so, it benefits us. That's the law of reciprocity, but you also should check your heart posture. Don't do things for others just to receive something in the end. Do it because you genuinely want to do stuff for others. You genuinely want to help. You genuinely want to work unto the Lord. Let's say you work in retail, you're on the job, and your job is to organize all the clothes, but you decide to be on your phone because nobody's watching. You're not benefiting you because God can see you. You're not benefiting the consumers because things are out of place. So it's just a lose-lose situation. When you're working unto the Lord, you not only please Him, but you're benefiting yourself in somehow, because you're using yourself to your fullest potential when you work unto the Lord, when you work with all your might. It says that in Ecclesiastes 9:10, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest. So most of the knowledge you're going to acquire, and only will acquire it, is while you're living. So you might as well make the best of it and use the most of your hands, of your being. Do everything with excellence. You don't want to be out here just not using the full potential of your hands. It also says that in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verses 11 through 14, and that ye study to be quiet and to do your own business. Mind your business, and to do with your own hands as we command you, that ye may walk honestly toward them that are without, and that ye may have lack of nothing. See, if you lend to others, if you work for the benefit of others, if you do for the benefit of others, you will reap in the end and even in the afterlife. For example, a person who works diligently with their hands today, and just with their being, just with their entire being in excellence, their family, generational wealth will grow. You want to be working so that your grandchildren can benefit, and their grandchildren can benefit. That's how I see it. I just want so many grandchildren after the line to benefit because of the things I'm doing now, because of the curses that I'm ending now. I'm making sure to tackle everything so that we're all good. Lay down some type of foundation so that everything's stronger in the end. It also says that in Deuteronomy 28:12, the Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of His bounty, to send rain on your land in season and do bless all the work of your hands. You will lend to many nations, but will borrow from none. As long as you lend to others, you won't have to borrow. Sign me up. Sign me up. Why not? Why not? The importance of working with our hands, it really allows us to be intentional by serving others at the highest level. That's the highest level you can serve others, by just doing stuff for them, being of service. You kill idleness, you bless others. You sow seeds of service that it benefits someone other than yourself. Throughout Jesus's 20 years before He got into ministry, He was diligently working with His hands. He was being a carpenter and whatever else He could have been in that time, but He was just masterfully working. He was just doing things unto the Lord. He was doing His due diligence, so that when the time came, He was prepared. He was more than prepared. When He got into His ministry, He started laying hands on people, healing people with His hands. In this season, it may not look like you understand why you're doing these things with your hands. The people that are governing you, the people that are over you, your managers that are giving you all types of headaches, they're there because God placed them there. You may think they're the enemy, this, that, and the third, but at the end of the day, you're supposed to respect your managers. All authority is meant to be respected, regardless of who it is. Sadly, that's what it is, Like, for example, David always respected Saul, even though Saul was trying to kill him, but he respected him, and he still got favor from the Lord because he didn't disrespect him. David also was working. He was a little shepherd's boy. He was working diligently, and he didn't think that he was going to kill a bear and kill a lion for trying to take his sheep. But he worked with his hands unto the Lord, even when no one was watching, because he wanted to make sure he could show that he was responsible for the things that his Father asks of him. Yeah, working with our hands is a very important thing. It definitely helps others. It really honor your hands. I try to protect my hands at all costs because I understand that the moment I can't use them, things really get rough out here. But thank you, Lord, for keeping my hands intact. I've actually sprained my wrist. I believe that was this year. I was working out and I sprained it. I sprained my hand helping someone else in the gym because they didn't know how to use a machine. It ended up injuring myself. Crazy how that works. I mean, it was a little sore for a little minute. I like wrapped it up, but it's okay. It's okay. I was helping somebody and now they know how to use a machine. But you know, sometimes you'll help somebody and you'll get hurt in the process. It is what it is. All of the sprains on my body have been on my ankle and on my wrist. It's like, wow, these ligaments right here, but they're all good. By the grace of God, I didn't break any bones. Whew. Almost cut off a finger when I was around 6, cutting an orange, but it's okay. But I hope this helped in some way, shape, or form. And until next time.